Welcome to K&D's Homestead. I'm Donna. I'm going to be making some cheese biscuits for dinner this evening, and they're going to have a butter and herb garlic topping on them. If you love Red Lobster biscuits, you will love this recipe. I'm going to share this recipe right now. I've already got my flour in the bowl, and the recipe calls for 2.5 cups of self-rising flour. I do not keep self-rising flour on hand. I use all-purpose, so I have to turn this into self-rising by adding 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I've got that pre-measured. 3 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder. I already added 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to add 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. Get these blended together. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of chilled shortening. And you pack your shortening just like you would brown sugar. These are going to be drop biscuits. They're not going to be rolled out like a regular biscuit. I'm just going to drop them on a cookie sheet. And I am going to cut this shortening into the flour until it's in small bits. I'm using a large fork to cut it in by just mashing the shortening down into the flour and cutting it into the grooves of the fork. I just want some small pieces, nothing large and chunky. And that looks good. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of milk. I'm using 3/4 cup of shredded cheese. Now I'm going to use just a large spoon and make some drop biscuits onto a greased cookie sheet. I've already got my cookie sheet greased up. These will go into a preheated oven of 425 and bake for 14 to 16 minutes. To make the topping, I'm using 1/2 stick of butter. I'm going to melt this in the microwave, and the herbal mix is 1/8 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/8 teaspoon of parsley, and 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to melt the butter, put the two together, stir them good, and I'm going to brush them over the top of the biscuits. It took 16 minutes for my oven. Okay, they need to be lifted real quick right away to prevent the cheese from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Now with my melted butter and the herbs that I put in this bowl, I'm going to just brush the tops of them and they will be ready to eat. That is truly a really, really simple recipe, and it's delicious. Isn't that pretty? I'm dropping them on the floor. Isn't that gorgeous inside? They are so good, so good. Flaky. Y'all, those are so, so good. If you've never tried to make them homemade, give it a try. They are delicious, and they're so quick. They are so quick. I hope y'all like this video. I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And until the next video, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.